Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, Part 1. Saturday, 13th June 1942. On Friday, 12th June, I woke up early at 6 o'clock. It was my birthday. I'm not allowed to get up then, so I had to wait until quarter to 7. Then I went down to the dining room, where Morcha, my cat, welcomed me. At 7, I went into Mummy and Daddy, and then to the sitting room for my presents. The nicest present was you, my diary. There was bunch of roses on the table, and lots more flowers and presents arrived for me during the day. Daddy and Mummy gave me a blue blouse, a game, and a bottle of fruit juice which tastes quite like wine. At school, I shared out some cake with my friends, and I was allowed to choose the game that we played in the sports lesson. Afterwards, all my friends danced round me in a circle and sang Happy Birthday. It's strange writing a diary. Of course, I have written things before, but who will be interested in the thoughts of a 13-year-old schoolgirl? Well, does it matter? I want to write. And I want to bring out so many things that lie deep in my heart. I need a diary because I haven't got a friend. You won't be believe that I'm completely alone in the world? And I'm not. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, a good home, and about 30 people that I can call friends. There are plenty of boys who are interested in me too, but I haven't got that one true friend who understands me. So, this diary can be my new friend. Let's start with the story of my life. My father, the best father in the world, was 36 when he married my mother, who was then 25. My sister Margot was born in Frankfurt am Main in Germany in 1926. Then I followed on 12th June 1929. Because we are Jewish, we moved to Holland in 1933. My father is the manager of a company called Optica, which makes things for the jam making business. After 1940, things were not so good anymore. First, the war started, and then the Germans arrived in Holland. Our freedom disappeared. Under the new German laws, Jews must wear a yellow star. Jews must walk everywhere. They can only do their shopping in Jewish shops. And they must be indoors by 8 o'clock at night. They must not even sit in their own gardens after that time. Jews cannot visit the theater or the cinema. Jews cannot visit Christians. And their children must go to Jewish schools. Sunday, 21st of June 1942. Everyone at the school is waiting to hear what happens next. Who will move upper class and who will stay down? We are all trying to guess. I think my girlfriends and I will be okay, though we will have to wait patiently to find out. Most of my teachers like me. But all Mr. K. Singh get angry with me because I often talk too much. He made me do some extra homework and write about someone who talks too much. Wednesday, 24th of June 1942. It is so hot. Yesterday I had to walk to the dentist from school in our lunch hour. I wish that we could go on a bus or a train. But of course, us Jews are not allowed to do that. It was so far that I nearly fell asleep afterwards in the afternoon. They were kind at the dentist though and gave me something to drink. I wish I didn't have to go to school. I'm glad it's nearly the summer holidays. One more week and our sufferings will be over. But something amusing happened too yesterday. A boy called Hello Silverberg asked me to walk to school with him. Hello is 16 and tells lots of funny stories. He was waiting for me again this morning. Wednesday, 1st of July 1942. I haven't had a time to write until today. Hello and I know each other quite well now. His parents are in Belgium. He came to Holland alone and is living with his grandmother. He had a girlfriend called Ursula, but now that he's met me, he's not interested in her anymore. I know her too. She is very sweet and very boring. Hello came over on Sunday evening. He told me that his grandmother doesn't like our meetings. But on Wednesday night, his grandmother thinks that he goes to woodwork lessons. He doesn't. So he will be free to meet me. And he said that he wants to see me on Saturdays and Sundays too. But if your grandmother doesn't want you to meet me, you shouldn't do it behind her back. And he said that everything is allowed in love and war. Hello visited us yesterday to meet my father and mother. We had a big tea and went out for a walk together later. It was 10 past 8 when he brought me home. Father was very angry because it is so dangerous to be out after 8 o'clock. I promised to come home by 10 to 8 in future. Sunday, 5th July 1942. My exam results were good. My parents are pleased, of course, and Margot had a brilliant report as usual. Father has been at home a lot lately because he can't work at the business anymore. It must be awful for him to feel that he is not needed there. Mr. Clayman and Mr. Kugler are now the managers in the offices. When we went out for a walk together few days ago, Father said we may have to go into hiding soon. Why? I asked him. Why are you talking about it already? Well, Anne, he said, you know that we have been making stores of food, clothes, and furniture for more than a year now. The Germans could take everything away and us too. He was very serious. But when will we go? Wednesday, 8th July 1942. It seems like years since Sunday morning. So much has happened. The whole world has turned upside down. But I am alive, and that's the most important thing. On Sunday afternoon, we heard that the Germans were going to take father away. We know that what that means, to a concentration camp. Mother's gone to ask Mr. Van Daan about our hiding place, said Margot. Mr. Van Daan worked in the business with Daddy and is a good friend of his. Then Margot told me later that there was a mistake. The Germans had called her up, not father. How can they take a girl of 16 away from her family like that? But she is not going. A hiding place. Where shall we hide? In the city? In the country? When? Where? How? These questions were in my mind, though I couldn't ask them. Margot and I started to pack. I packed the craziest things. This diary first, then handkerchiefs, school books, a comb, and some old letters. Memories are more important to me than dresses. Meep and her husband Jan came to help and share the work. They carried some bags of clothes away from us. Meep and Jan work for father's company, and they are our close friends. I slept for the last night in my own bed. and mummy woke me up at 5:30. We dressed in loads of clothes. No Jews would dare to leave the house with a suitcase. Thursday, 9th July 1942. The hiding place is in father's office building. On the bottom floor is the warehouse, and next to it, an entrance to the office, which is upstairs. There are two offices, a front one which is big and light, and a small dark one at the back. Not many people work in father's offices. Just Mr. Kugler, Mr. Clayman, Meep, and 23-year-old typist called Beb Voskale. Mr. Voskale, Beb's father, works in the warehouse with two helpers who don't know anything about us. From Mr. Kugler's office at the back, you go up another four stairs and you come to the private office, which is very fine and has good furniture. Up on the third floor is our secret annex. There are some attics for storage on the left, and on the right is the door to our hiding place. It's surprising that there are so many rooms behind that small grey door. Margot and I share a small room, and mother and father's bedroom is also our sitting room. Up the stairs again is a big light room, which will be the kitchen and Mr. and Mrs. Van Dan's bedroom. There is very small room for Peter, their son, and another attic. So that's our lovely annex. Friday, 10th July 1942. Let me continue the story. When we arrived at the warehouse, the annex was full of all the boxes that we had stored at the office for the last few months. No one could possibly sleep there unless we cleared it up. But mother and Margot were really suffering, and they were too tired and unhappy to help. They just lay down on their beds. So father and I did it all. We worked all day until we were so tired that we fell into bed too. There was no hot meal, but we didn't care. We worked all the next day too, which was Tuesday. Beb and Meep took our ration books to buy food. It was only Wednesday that I had time to think about the enormous changes in my life. Now I have got a moment to tell you all about it, to realize what has happened and what is still to happen.